Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, October 26th, 2015. I'm Lafern Fraser with the details. It is not right to throw a good man under the bus. That's according to Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves in his defense of Police Commissioner Michael Charles, who is facing several calls to resign. The commissioner came under fire after a photograph was taken of him at the ruling Unity Labour Party's celebration rally on Sunday, October 18th in Layu, wearing the party color red and posing while holding up four fingers, which is the party's campaign symbol for 4 in a row heading into the upcoming general elections. Commenting on the issue on radio, Prime Minister Gonsalves described Charles as an honest, decent and fair-minded man. The Prime Minister says Commissioner Charles may not have been wise in his reasoning that he was wearing the party's colors to blend in, but says wearing political party colors is not an offense for hanging.
Wearing red, he has given an explanation that he goes and he melts in. He doesn't want to appear to be different and so forth. I would think that a proper judgment would suggest that red going to ULP meetings or yellow going to NDP meetings is not wise. Maybe some neutral color, because it can create unnecessary optic questions. I think that Sinclair Leacock, who knows Michael Charles, would know that he's a fair man, and that if tomorrow a matter comes before him involving a ULP person and NDP person, he will not see ULP or NDP. He will deal with the matter professionally before him.
Dr. Gonsalves admitted that while he is not excusing the faux pas by Commissioner Charles, it is preferable that certain public servants limit their use of party colors, as it could send the wrong signals. He also stated that he knew of previous commissioners whose judgments were not clouded despite being obviously in support of political parties.
I'm not condoning Michael Charles wearing red at a public meeting or anywhere else for that matter. But I want to affirm that he's wearing red does not in any way, and I want to give that assurance and my judgment of him, that he would operate in a partisan manner in the conduct of his duties. He has given his reason as to why he does it. You may agree or disagree with the reason. I happen to think that it would be preferable if you were to go to NDP meetings and ULP meetings in neutral color, not in any party color either for the NDP or the ULP, because it may create, in the climate in which we are and which we are entering, it can create the wrong signals and wrong optic. But let us not throw a good man under the bus, if even you feel that he made an error of judgment.
And Prime Minister Gonsalves also defended his security forces wearing of red at political functions of his Unity Labour Party, claiming that it is a way to better protect him. Dr. Gonsalves says his security forces can blend in more easily and not stand out. The Prime Minister says the public must remember that it was his administration who ensured that the law of criminal sanction was removed so that public servants could have a voice politically. But he, however, cautioned that things must be done within reason and good taste.
I indicate that in my view it would be better if any senior police officer would go to any event to wear neutral colors. It's an entirely different thing in relation to the personal security assigned to me. That it is better for them to wear red, a red jersey and black pants, because they more easily mingle to be able to protect the Prime Minister. Should realize that even though we have changed the law, this government changed the law by removing the criminal sanction for a public officer who goes out and make political speech. Remember there was a criminal sanction, from 1970? Yes. And it went through all the NDP years and nobody touched it, I removed it. I took a bill to Parliament and removed it. It doesn't mean that they are not civil sanction within the rules of the public service.
Opposition leader Arnim Eustace has written to this country's head of state, Governor General Sir Frederick Ballantyne, to restore the current situation involving the Commissioner of Police. On radio today, the opposition leader says he penned his concern to the Governor General, complaining that too frequently and blatantly this country's Chief of Police, Commissioner Michael Charles, has shown his partisan political bias at functions he attends. Eustace says this type of behavior is totally unacceptable.
While having a pivotal role to play in our national security, frequently and blatantly plays a partisan and a political role. He has resorted to wearing ULP party colors at party and other public events. Pictures in the media depict him playing old mass during our carnival festivities in a costume ridiculing opposition members of parliament. This type of behavior by a senior public official is totally unacceptable. But even more so in a post as critical to our national security.
The opposition leader reiterated his call for the resignation of the Commissioner of Police, noting that his actions affect the security of this country.
As head of state, I request and ask you that you use your best efforts to restore the current situation. In fact, I'm of the view, Your Excellency, that the Commissioner should resign as his behavior is inimical to the best interests of the security of the state of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is the basis of the letter that I've sent to the Commissioner, to the Governor General. I believe the Governor General, head of state, can have some influence. And I'm using him, I'm asking him to use his influence in trying to put an end to the present situation, which is totally unacceptable.
Government MP for South Central Windward, Saboto Caesar, says that the opposition NDP is the doom and gloom of agriculture in SVG. According to Caesar, who was speaking at a ULP rally in Bayabu on Sunday, under his leadership as Minister of Agriculture for 3 consecutive years, the agriculture sector has undergone various changes through the numerous projects implemented by his government, which has led to the overall improvement of this sector and an increase in the ministry's contribution to the GDP of the country.
I have had the opportunity over the last 3 years to serve this country as the Minister of Agriculture. And I have worked with the ministry and with the farmers and fishers of this country to implement many policies and programs. I love to have conversations on agriculture because I know that there are many men and women listening here tonight who does work land. Agriculture is the largest employer of people for any single sector in this country. So don't make Arnim Eustace and the NDP shed any doom and gloom on this very important sector. Agriculture is a part of me. Agriculture is a part of you. We are part of agriculture. It is monies from agriculture that we use to pay CWSA our water bills and pay Vinlec our light bills.
Additionally, Caesar says that he is happy to see new faces at rallies by the ULP because this means more people are coming on board with the idea of progress and development.
Every person here tonight is not a die-hard ULP supporter. There are some persons who supported the NDP the last time who are here to listen the good news, and I want to welcome them. I want to welcome them because I can see over 25 faces who I know who supported the NDP the last time, who are here because they are joining this mass movement of people who are working to rally this country towards the victory that is coming at the end of this year.
The South Central Windward MP further says that he is confident of his party's chances in the upcoming elections to be re-elected for a fourth time to represent the nation because of what he terms the distrust of the country for the NDP.
And I wanted to go straight to Arnhem Eustace ears. The people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines do not trust the NDP, and they do not trust Arnhem Eustace with the leadership of this country. They want Comrade Ralph and they want the ULP. In 2001, the people placed their fingers in the ink against NDP. In 2005, they placed their fingers in the ink again against NDP. In 2010, they placed their fingers in the ink against NDP. And whenever the next elections are called, we will all place our fingers in that political ink against the NDP.
And the MP for South Windward, Frederick Stevenson, says that there should be no doubt of the love of the people of SVG by the ULP administration. Stevenson adds that the numerous achievements of this country since 2001 echoes this fact. He urged the party supporters present to remember the good representation of the ULP and not to forget who truly looks after their best interests come election day.
Comrades and friends and supporters of this wonderful Unity Labour Party, I am saying to you tonight, do not grumble like the Israelites did, but be thankful for what you have received, because more and better is yet to come. Before 2001, just a few persons and those from the rich and famous used to receive scholarships. But since 2001, in this 15th year, there have been close to 90 national scholars. Many more have received exhibition awards. Many young persons have gotten their tuition paid. And many have received a free education complements this Unity Labour Party government.
Lawyer and human rights activist Kay Bacchus is questioning the issuing of Crown lands to Vincentians as part of the government's land ownership program. At the New Democratic Party's meeting on Saturday, Bacchus says the issuing of most of these lands by the government is null and void. She says according to the Limitations Act, Section 17, government cannot give Crown lands to settlers who have been utilizing for more than 30 years. She says that it is time that the ULP administration stop their pretense of love and give the people what is duly owed to them.
Let's get to Crown lands. This same act says that anybody who is living on Crown lands for a period of 30 years continuously in adverse possession and the government does nothing to reclaim it, the title is extinguished. So we get back to these letters. My information is that there are a number of persons who got these letters where the title for the government is already extinguished. What sort of trickery is this? What profession is Ralph Gonsalves? What profession is many of his son Camilio and many of the others on the platform? Are you telling me that Ralph Gonsalves don't know the law? Is it a mistake? Huh? So here you have a government telling you, land that you own by law, you can't use it except for residential purposes, and you must pay them. And if you don't, you pay interest. I do not think that this is right, and that's why I thought that I should come here tonight and say this clearly to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Don't be fooled by this charade. That's not labor love. That's not how you love people. You don't trick them into taking their hard-earned money to pay for lands that they own.
Bacchus also endorsed opposition leader Arnim Eustace as a leader with integrity and says that charisma is overrated if leaders cannot be trusted.
And that is why I am endorsing the Honorable Arnim Eustace here tonight. You know, it is said that Ralph Gonsalves has charisma and Arnim Eustace does not. And so that disqualifies him as a leader. Well, Hitler had charisma. Gang leaders had charisma. That's why they can get people to do all these things. And Lucifer had charisma. That's why he took 1/3 of the angels from heaven. So it is not about charisma. It is not charismatic. It is systematic. A leader with integrity, with vision and strategy, who can communicate, who can foster good relationships, who can use persuasion and adaptability, and who knows about teamwork, systematic leadership. A man whom you would not be afraid to leave your wife and children with, girl children with.
Urging the youths of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to get more active in election campaigning, President of the Young Democrats Nick Francis sensitized persons attending a media launch last Friday about the NDP's new website, which he says is both user and youth-friendly.
On www.ndpsvg.org. And you can also get that same site by typing in ivotingndp.com. Click on any one of our 15 candidates listed on our homepage. That will take you directly to a link where you can get all of the candidates' bios, brief bios, all of their experience. And we have experience in multiple fields with our candidates. We have those who have fielded in education, economics, engineering, information technology, sports development, business management, law and finance, and all of these other areas that are vital to the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Francis advised the youths in attendance to be a part of the movement, stating that the New Democratic Party is the clear choice for all young voters. He said that the new website allows persons to get more involved in the NDP's campaign.
Diaspora who are tuned into what is taking place in St. Vincent and the Grenadines on the ground. We know that many of you have been tuning into our live streaming of our public meetings, and now you can even do greater by donating to the New Democratic Party and our election campaign. On our homepage you will see the donate button there. All of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora to know that you can tangibly contribute to the campaign here on the ground to bring change to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
In more local news, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is part of a regional project called Caribbean Heritage Connection, a study of the educational potential of built heritage sites in the Eastern Caribbean. The project is being done in partnership with the Institute for Cooperation in the French Caribbean, Antigua National Parks Authority, and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who are in the process of developing a broad set of interests and concerns. Cultural Officer Anthony Tybalt says the goals of the project are to identify and qualify the regional offer of heritage sites and heritage-centered contents and products, facilitate exchanges between Eastern Caribbean heritage stakeholders, as well as synergies between education and heritage stakeholders by the joint definition of a multi-annual cooperation program.
There was a meeting in Guadeloupe in March of 2015 which looked at the institutional framework for management of heritage sites. We have just concluded a 3-day fact-finding mission with 3 persons coming into St. Vincent from Guadeloupe, representing first the Institute for Cooperation over there, as well as 2 organizations that interact with teacher pedagogy in regard to the development of educational tools. The St. Vincent leg of this exercise has been to look at how one could use heritage sites for the education purposes, teaching of history with school children, and what some of the other tools that exist in St. Vincent. St. Vincent is perceived as one of the places where education and heritage bridge already exist.
Public servants here were asked to showcase elements of the national colors in their work attire and to demonstrate their creativity in decorating their respective ministries and offices as part of Public Service Patriotic Week, which climaxed today, Monday, October 26, 2015. SVG-TV News last Friday visited a few of the departments to capture their expressions of national pride. Here are some highlights of their creativity.
This moment in history, and we have three thematic areas we want to highlight. First, we have our paramount chief, Joseph Chatier. We know that he was one of our forefathers who fought for our struggle for freedom, for independence, and even in the face of imminent death, he picked up a sword and fight for the rights of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And today, his name still lives on, not only in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but in Central America and wherever Garifuna people live. Our next moment in history is our flags. Here we have the first national flag of St. Vincent and the Grenadines after the attainment of independence in 1979. We used the flag during the period the year 1979 to 1985. And here we have our final thematic area. We have a wall of all ministers of foreign affairs of St. Vincent and the Grenadines from 1979, the year we established independence, until present. And we have the first, the Honorable Hudson K. Tanis, and second, Sir James Mitchell, up until we have now Senator the Honorable Camila Gonsalves, Minister of Foreign Affairs. This, of course, is important in our independence, as of course St. Vincent and the Grenadines could not formulate its own foreign policy until it became an independent state.
Working together to enhance national pride.
SVG will tomorrow celebrate its 36th anniversary as an independent state. Independence celebrations continued on Saturday as the National Heritage Organization hosted the Raga and Soca competitions at the Extreme Heritage Village in Kingstown. 11 finalists took part in the competition, which saw Scorpion taking the top spot with his song Hammer and Kong receiving $1,000, while Mad Skull with his song All You Know Me took second position, receiving $500, and Kev took the third spot with his song Smalting. He received $250. The finalists were judged based on just their performance of the song. They were not allowed dancers or props on stage. 31-year-old Garth Richards of Stubbs and 35-year-old Ronnie Clark of Belair have been arrested and charged by the police for possession of a controlled drug. Both men were intercepted with 14,528 grams of marijuana on Saturday, October 24th at Rose Place. It is reported that they were seen alighting a special boat with the drugs. Richards and Clark were escorted today to the Kingstown Magistrate Court before Senior Magistrate Carla James, facing two separate charges of possession with intent to supply to another and also the purpose of trafficking. Both men maintained their innocence, and the police prosecutor had no objection to their bail, which was allowed in the sum of $20,000 with one surety each. They were ordered to surrender their travel documents to the court and to report to the Stubbs Police Station and Calico Police Stations, respectively, on Mondays between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. The matter has been adjourned and transferred to the Serious Offences Court on Wednesday, October 28, 2015, to have a date set for trial. Several prizes were handed out on Friday to 4 lucky winners in the sister station 103.7 Hits FM Honk Your Horn promotion. Newton Wright with license plate PC160 received a $60 gas voucher from LTD service station. Richard Salandy with license plate PK275 received a 50% discount on a steam clean or an upside down clean from Howard's Auto Care, while Bradley Goldborn with plate PE355 received a $100 gift voucher from RIM Auto, and Gasson Durant with plate H9136 benefits from $100 off any tire purchase from SVG Tire Sales and Services.
Feel happy, could like a drive going in the country weekend. Yeah, so thanks for the little winnings. So thanks to Hits 103.7 for the Honky Horn promotion. Favorite station.
Yeah, just want to say thank you for 2 Hits 103.7 for the Honky Horn promotion. It has given me the opportunity to win a half prize on a steam clean, which I was expected to be doing. I don't feel too excited, but I'm happy that I win it. In these economic times, we happen to just save some money, and I really appreciate the guys at Howard's for their hard work and Hits 103.7. You know, not my number 1 station actually, that is about my, but it's the best. So I just want to thank you guys for everything you have done for me here.